Each year, over 10 million crew transfers are carried out around the world by helicopter and vessel. Data provided by the Oil and Gas Producers Association clearly indicates that crew transfer remains one of the highest risk activities for the offshore industry. However, for marine operation, these risks can be reduced through increased awareness and a greater focus on achieving best practice operations. Crane transfer is the most commonly used method of transfer between vessels and offshore installations. This video explains 10 golden rules that have been developed to help you to perform crane transfers safely. They reflect the experience gained from millions of transfers in varied conditions around the world and observations of best practice operations. These rules are: Rule 1. Understand your risks. Rule 2. Be familiar with your conditions. Rule 3. Know your vessels. Rule 4. Know your cranes. Rule 5. Know your transfer device. Rule 6. Be familiar with your crews. Rule 7. Plan your lift. Rule 8. If in doubt, stop. Rule 9. Recognize complex operations. Rule 10. Plan for emergencies. Rule 1. Understand your risks. All lifting operations demand care, but extra scrutiny is required when lifting personnel. Detailed studies of crane transfer incidents indicate that the key risks are personnel falling, collisions, which frequently occur when a carrier develops a swing when lifted from a vessel deck, and heavy landings on moving decks. The risk of immersion is relatively low, but with the potential for serious consequences if it does occur. Each operation is unique, so it is important to understand your operation's specific risks. Complete a risk assessment or job safety analysis to identify all hazards. Key considerations are the vessels, cranes, transfer equipment, weather and sea state, and of course, the crews involved. Make sure you identify all key risk drivers. Rule 2. Be familiar with your conditions. Monitor the prevailing weather and sea conditions. The vessel master and crane operator should discuss vessel positioning and station keeping. Coordination between the vessel master, crane operator, and lift supervisors is essential, especially in challenging weather conditions. If in doubt, perform trial transfers without passengers to establish that the lifts can be performed safely. Rule 3. Know your vessels. The specific vessel used for your transfer operations is a major consideration. Pay particular attention to stability, station keeping capability, the deck layout, noting any collision hazards, the line of sight to the landing area, and crew competence. The vessel master must be confident of the ability to hold station during the transfer operation. The availability of a good clear landing area on the vessel is a key factor for reducing risks. This should be a large deck. The actual size required will depend largely on your operations and the lifting device used. Although 5 by 5 meters or 17 by 17 feet clear deck would generally be considered a minimum. The area should be free of obstacles and trip hazards and with good grip on the foot. Identify any specific hazards in the pre-operational planning. The use of a clearly marked landing area is recommended. Rule 4. Know your cranes. Be aware of the limitations of your cranes. Modern offshore cranes are designed to meet the challenges of the marine environment. Cranes should be well maintained and all appropriate certification in place. The crane location is also important, as is the lift height, the line of sight to the vessel, and the choice of slow or fast line. Understand the function of the crane's emergency lowering system and ensure this can be operated in the event of a prime move or failure. Rule number 5. Know your transfer device. Carriers on the market range from the basic to the more protective. Select equipment suitable for your operating envelope and risk levels. Ensure all equipment is in good condition. Rigging or slings are of particular importance as they are prone to damage and deterioration. If taglines are used, ensure they are of suitable design and their use is properly understood. Equipment should be well maintained with particular attention to critical components. Rule number 6. Be familiar with your crews. Safe crane transfers depend on the competence of crews on the vessel and installation. Ensure that all key personnel are familiar with the crane transfer procedures and are competent to perform these operations. The experience of the crane operator and the vessel master is of particular importance. Ensure proper personnel protection equipment such as hard hats, safety glasses, safety footwear, and life vests are worn by all passengers. Rule number 7. Plan your lift. Proper procedures should be in place for all transfer operations and any specific hazards identified. Awareness is the key. Dangerous collisions can occur when carriers misaligned with the crane hook swing after pickup from the vessel. Harsh weather can intensify this problem. Pay attention to potential collision and snagging hazards during lifts. Where possible, perform lifts over water and while retaining a good line of sight to the carrier. Visually inspect all cargo prior to transfer to ensure there are no potential dropped objects. Rule number 8. If in doubt, stop. If in doubt, suspend the operation. Where appropriate, perform test lifts with no passengers to confirm transfers can be performed. If there are still doubts, suspend the operation until a safe transfer can be assured. Rule number 9. Recognize complex operations. Seek expert advice if the operation is complex. Many factors can increase the risks during transfer operations, and these factors should be identified and managed. Common issues include lifts from a moving structure, for example monohull vessels, extreme weather, poorly specified vessels, inexperienced crews, and poor installation layout. Where appropriate, seek expert advice. Rule number 10. Plan for emergencies. Crane transfer provides a very important tool for managing a wide range of emergencies. These include medical emergencies and installation evacuations. Integrate crane transfers into your emergency planning and perform drills and training to confirm your capabilities. Studies of offshore incidents indicate that with increased awareness and focus on planning and preparation, it should be possible to drastically reduce crane transfer incidents. The good news for all involved in offshore operations is that by the application of these golden rules, the safety of crane transfers can be considerably improved. Please use these rules and make sure that others in your organization are aware of their importance in reaching zero incidents. Safe transfer operations are within our grasp. Be professional and take the time to do it right. We wish you a safe transfer.